Doug Chivington. Hello again.
Well, hello, Angie. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. So we're continuing to catch up with you and all the goals that you've got set. So let's go back and let's tell people once again what it is you do and why we're having this conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Well, my name's Doug Chivington. I'm from Bell Fountain, and we are doing some nonprofit work for Resurrecting Lives, and we're supporting our veterans who have TBI and PTSD. And so we're using long distance cycling as a method to bring awareness and raise funds for our wounded veterans. And so we've created a team called Team Chivington, and it's an ultra cycling team. And we have a number of events that are coming up yet this year. We've had 2 events so far for fundraising. And so we are excited about our next event, which is Monday, July 27th. We'll be attempting a world record attempt for the 60 to 69 age group crossing the state of Ohio.
Wow.
Yep. So we are training, and so far it's been going really, really well, our training. We've got some team members. I can't do this by myself. So my wife Amber is on our team. We've got John Neild, Scott Sebring, Jim Larson, Mark Mitchell, and Kevin Deco, who's a friend of mine from Honda. And so they will be supporting me in this ride, and it's a little over 200 miles.
So what do they do exactly?
Well, we got everybody into 2 crews. One, John will be our official. We need a race official to make sure that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Scott Sebring is our crew chief, so he'll be calling the shots while we ride. Jim and Mark will be our drivers because it takes about 13 hours or hopefully under that to do this. We need a couple drivers. And then Kevin will be our social media person. And Amber will be just picking up the pieces and leapfrogging us, getting the crew what they need, and just making sure that everything's going smooth. So we got 2 crews, and but it's a direct follow race, and which means I have to have somebody right behind me the whole way.
Oh, okay. All right. I want to take a moment and I just want to back up. You're doing this for wounded veterans. And I
Correct.
think maybe unless you're associated with a veteran, you don't understand what kind of things they're going through these days. So give me an idea of what kind of veterans you're working with.
Sure. We are working with our veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan, and actually some Vietnam veterans still, who are struggling when they come back with PTSD or a traumatic brain injury. One of the weapons of choice in Iraq and Afghanistan is the IED. And you can get a TBI or traumatic brain injury from being close to an explosion. And it's relatively new for the military because of the IED weapon of choice. And so there's a lot of things we don't understand about it. We understand about PTSD through the former conflicts we've been in, but the traumatic brain injury is relatively new. And so people often don't know they have it. The problem is we have about 22 veterans every day committing suicide. And so they get home and we put them back into their normal life, and they're struggling.
Yeah.
One of the things that people probably don't realize is we've got the 4th of July coming up this weekend, and a lot of our veterans struggle with the noise and the activity behind fireworks. And so that's really a very common.
Yeah. I saw a very powerful meme on Facebook the other day of the service dog sitting next to the veteran as she's sitting in front of the window, huddled in as the fireworks are going on behind her.
Right.
Pretty powerful.
Sure, it can bring back some unwelcome memories.
Yeah. I think people don't understand, back to helping them to get a full picture of what these IEDs do. You don't have to necessarily be on top of them. That's when you lose other things, but just being in the proximity. And I know we've seen it in movies before where people, like, they all of a sudden show them with their ears ringing and they can't really focus and that sort of thing. And those are the things that people are experiencing because of these shocks. I mean, the wave
Right.
of, the wave of whatever, knocking you to the ground, etc., and the noise hitting your ears. This is what's causing this traumatic brain injury. I mean, I've had concussions before, and I know just the jostle, and I've only ever fell to my hands and knees. It was never hitting my head. I know what this is about. And this is serious stuff because it changes your personality. It changes your thinking isn't straight. I mean, there's just a lot that goes into it and a long, long recovery.
Right. It really is. And again, it's fairly new. And
Yeah.
so we're still, the medical field is still trying to understand the total impact of it.
Tell
And
me the
so,
website that you're working with that they support this industry.
sure. It's resurrectinglives.org.
Okay. And so if you know somebody who's a veteran that maybe is going through some problems, and this is a place to even just get some information.
Exactly. And you can shoot an email, you can make a phone call. You will be contacted by the founder of Resurrecting Lives, and Chrisanne Gordon, Dr. Chrisanne Gordon, and she will contact you personally. And she has a lot of resources in her hip pocket, and it's really pretty special what she does.
Okay, so you are on this bicycle for lots of hours. You have a wonderful team that supports you, which I'm glad that you gave us kind of an explanation on how that works.
Right.
How do people follow you on social media?
Sure. We have 2 social media sites. We have a Facebook page called Team Chivington. And on the 27th, we'll be posting a link so you can follow us, how we're doing. Our second site is Instagram. So we'll be posting information on Instagram as well. So one of our team members, Kevin Deco, will be shooting short videos and we'll be interviewing different people. We will have the Ohio Ram Show out on the course as well. And it's they follow Race Across America, and it's a really neat social media site here locally in Dayton. And so we'll have some media out there as well. But Facebook, Team Chivington, is the primary source that we'll be using on Monday.
So I know that you're trying to break a record. Are you also doing fundraising during the race?
Absolutely. That is every event that we do, the fundraising is during that event. So, of course, you can donate anytime, and we have people donating almost every day. But yeah, the main event is the fundraising effort. We really try to surround ourselves with that event and kind of make a splash, if you will, about it.
I love it. I love it. Okay, and that's on Monday, the 27th, you said?
Correct.
Okay.
We'll be going from the Cincinnati Zoo to Toledo Zoo.
Oh, wow. I don't even like to drive that, much less getting on a bicycle. Oh my goodness. And you have one bicycle or more than one bicycle?
I'll be using 2 bicycles in this event. Wow. Getting out of Cincinnati into Dayton, there'll be some climbing. So we got about 3,000 feet of climbing. I'm going to use a special bike that I've got for that. Then we'll be switching bikes real quick around the Shelby County area. And a lot of this is weather depending on how much wind we have, but I'll be on an aero bike where I can kind of cut through the wind a little better.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully we can stay on that bike until the Toledo Zoo. And
you get backed by sponsors as well, correct?
Yeah, we have a lot of neat sponsors. We actually have 3 new ones. Shine FM is one, so thank you, Angie, for supporting us with that. But Shine FM is one of our newer sponsors. Steve Austin's Auto Group there in Bell Fountain is sponsoring. Steve is a veteran, and his family is really tied into the military, and we appreciate Steve and his efforts. And then what's real exciting, I have a set of bicycle wheels being built, customized by Sugar Wheel Works out of Portland, Oregon. And so they're a sponsor for me now. And that is so exciting. These things are going to be awesome. So they'll help me go a little faster. And And then for we've got our long time sponsors. I use a sports nutrition company called BRL, and I get along really well with their product. Locally, we have Cycle Zone bike shop. So Wayne Miller in Bell Center, he's my master mechanic, and he makes sure he ensures that my bicycles are in tune. Levan's Excavating, they're a sponsor for us this year, and they're really going to be really supportive in October. And then Iron Fit Gym in Kenton, and they're going to be I work with that gym there, and Aaron Johnson is my personal trainer, and so he is awesome, and I can't say enough about Aaron. So,
Neat.
so we've got a lot of people. I can't do this by myself, obviously, and I could, but I wouldn't get very far. So, but thank you all for sponsoring us and supporting us.
So if it takes you 13 hours and you're on the bike pretty much the whole 13, correct? Or do you have scheduled breaks?
This time I'm going to try to stay on the bike as long as I can. But
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
so last year I set an age group record for the 50 to 59 group, and I was off the bike too much. I was off the bike an hour and a half. I rode for 12 hours in 1 minute. This year I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to stay on the bike as long as I can.
So you have to eat on the fly and drink on the fly and stop only for necessities, I guess.
You bet. That's
What do you think about when you're driving down the road, besides where the next rock is, maybe?
Well, I consider the kind of the cockpit of the bicycle to be my office, and I pretend I'm managing things. Well, I am managing things. I've got a bike computer on the handlebars, so that tells me where to go, what turns to make. It's a computer, of course, and so I've got the route programmed. I'm watching the road, so like you're driving a car, if you can visualize maybe a downhill or an uphill, I'm trying to take advantages of the downhill and shift into an easier gear and try to get a little more speed. If we're going uphill, I'm trying to spin a little more so it's easier on my legs. I'm paying attention to what I'm eating and drinking. And so, believe it or not, it goes pretty quick because I'm constantly thinking about something, watching traffic develop, making sure somebody sees me. We'll be using a two-way radio, so I'm constantly talking to the car behind me. In this case, it'll be Scott Sebring. He'll be reminding me of a turn coming up, or we'll be tracking calories this year. We haven't done that before, so I will be burning up 300 to 500 calories an hour, and so he'll be reminding me to eat and drink.
Oh my gosh.
Towards the later stage of these things, the last quarter to last third, you just get to the point where you don't want to eat and drink anymore because you're just kind of tired of it. But he'll be reminding me to do that because I need those calories. And
Wow.
so it's a lot of management. You just don't get on there and sometimes you can zone out a little
Sure.
bit and really kind of take advantage of a slight tailwind or just kind of relax a little bit. But there's a lot of management going on with riding the bike. I'm constantly thinking about something. And so hopefully that all makes sense. But
Yeah.
it really goes pretty quick, believe it or not. And we try to have some fun with it too. So,
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, I think it's very fascinating. I think it's fascinating that you're doing this, and let's give those links one more time so people can follow you on the 27th of this month.
Right. Yep. It is Facebook. It'll be Team Chivington, and we'll be posting the link to the Wahoo. It's called a Wahoo bike computer. So we'll be posting that link so you can follow us. And then also we're on Instagram, but our primary focus will be Team Chivington Facebook page.
All right.
Yep.
Doug, man, this is a great month. Let's make it happen. Let's see that record.
All right. We'll do our best.
And then come back early next month and let us know how it went.
Absolutely. Angie, thank you and Shine FM for all your support. been
No
great.
problem. It's good to talk to you.
All right, you too. All right. Have a happy 4th.